Life is short, and explaining things to men is long.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer and credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth? Truthness. Okay. So we're back with a new movie, or we already did the trailer trash, so here's our full breakdown of that movie that we did.
Scene by scene, baby, like we always do.
Oh boy. A nice girl like you. What's a nice girl like you doing around here? Pandemic flick 2020. Woof.
Yep. Can you imagine if it was in theaters?
Oh god.
Like it was supposed to be?
No, I can't imagine that. You want to recap us on what this one's about?
Sure do. So, after being accused of being too inhibited by her ex-boyfriend, a violinist creates a rather wild to-do list that sends her on a whirlwind journey of self-discovery.
Stupid.
It sure was, buddy.
Yeah. Our prognostications, not quite.
Not great.
No. I mean, better than this, but
yeah, missed the mark though.
I think I went like a Saw route.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, I think unfortunately none of that happens.
Yep. No, very little violence, which I guess is good.
It was a Saw movie, and she was battling for the first chair of violinist against her.
That's right.
The other people, her friends there, to become the first violinist in the Rebel Moon.
That's right.
Yeah.
In the Death Orchestra. That's right.
The Death Orchestra and Rebel Moon Part 2. Scargiver.
Now I'm remembering.
Yeah. That is a much better movie that I just outlined.
I'd watch that in a second.
Heartbeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, we didn't do that. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want quick info? You want who's in?
Give it to me.
All right.
You got it. I mean, I know at least two people that are in this, and I enjoyed them.
All right. So this is directed by. We got a duo. We got a duo.
Bros.
Chris and Nick Rydell.
Gotta be bros.
Couple bros. They're into doing music. They're into.
They sure are.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Directing stuff. Producers, writers. They do it all. Voiceover. Mm-hmm. The Nick Rydell there. He's done a bunch of commercials. Like you hear his voice. Wow. Like, I know that guy. That guy's trying to sell me Clorox wipes. Yeah, paper towels.
Wipes. Yeah.
Yeah, wipes. A lot of wipes. I was like, that's him. I've heard of him. I knew him from somewhere.
Yep. Guy loves wipes.
Yeah. So that's the Rydell brothers. They're just trying to make it happen. They've directed like a bunch. Yeah, they directed a bunch of shorts, a couple feature lengths. This is one of them.
Not great.
Maybe they should stick to the voiceovers. Maybe
stick to voiceovers, stick to commercials.
Find your sweet spot, and just stick with it.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I'm still trying to find my lane, so.
Aren't we all?
Maybe they are too. So, hey,
Just that bowling alley of life.
Just don't go in the gutter,
Mm-hmm. Woo. Words of wisdom.
All right. Who wrote this? Oh, my God.
Okay. I can only imagine.
So this is based on a memoir.
A memoir.
By, was that Ayn Rand?
I think Ayn. Yeah.
Ayn, that's it. Ayn. Yeah, Ayn Rand, right? Ayn. It's not Ayn Rand, but...
Nope. Yep, by a memoir by Ayn Rand, believe it or not.
Yeah. A nice girl like you.
Really fucks. Yeah.
A nice girl like you. Imagine that.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Ayn Carrillo Gailey, based on a memoir she wrote called Pornology.
I'm sure the book is better. It has to be.
Right? So it's quote unquote a bestseller. I went on Goodreads and did a little digging on it, and it's only got like 200 reviews on Goodreads, which I mean,
interesting.
My book's got like 40. So
wow.
Yeah. Huh. It's under 4 stars. My book is 4 stars. So just.
Oh, what's that? Is it called Host?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny you ask. Yes,
by
it is.
Capasso? Yeah. Where can I buy it?
You can buy it
in case I forgot.
Amazon, Apple books, anywhere you buy
wherever
books.
I buy books.
Yeah. Just reach
Perfect.
out to your local bookstore and you can ask them. Anyway, so the point is, yeah, it's a bestseller memoir, and yeah, that's it.
It has to be better. I'm sure, right? The book's always better.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good book at all, but
No.
yeah, but it's probably better than this. So,
Yeah, hard to be worse.
who translated that book into the screen? Andrea Marcellus. So,
Oof.
yeah,
Andy,
Andy, ooh, what are you doing,
yikes.
Andy? Yikes!
Did she do anything else?
I was just about to, check that out because I knew you were going to ask me.
Smart. You knew I was going to ask you, so you're just about to check it out right now.
That's right. That's how that works. Yeah. It's funny. This is all she's done. Holy smokes!
Incredible.
Wow.
This is a good filmography.
She was in one episode of Roseanne back in 1996. She was
Spa patron.
Spa patron, and then
Awesome.
and then she was in a bunch of random shorts, a couple TV series, Seizing Me. And yeah, that's it. So hasn't
I've
acted.
never seen any of these things.
Seems like she's left the industry. She hasn't acted since 2014, and she wrote this in 2020. So
Okay.
sounds like she's
This is her only writing credit.
only writing credit. So
Okay. Oof.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So maybe that's why she left the industry. Hey, you know what? She found her lane. It wasn't this, and she's like, you know what? This is my lane. I'm going to move to another lane.
You know what? I think I'm an insurance adjuster.
That's she put on her right blinker and was like, you know what? Let me get out of this lane, move over. That's it. So
Insurance is for everyone.
that's right. We all got to do it. All right. So who's in this movie? We got Lucy Hale plays Lucy, the only character in this movie that doesn't have a last name. Which
She does have a last name.
oh, she does.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not on IMDb, but it's
I was gonna say IMDb. She does not have a last name.
yeah, it's Lucy Neal, I think is what they
you're
credit her
right.
with.
Okay. All right. So she plays Lucy, our hero, Leonidas Gulaptis.
The Greekest name of all time.
I mean, holy smokes! Like come down from the Parthenon there, right? Holy smokes!
Yeah.
The
And
lightning bolt.
I guess wrong. I thought he was British.
Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic Aussie there.
Aussie.
A love. What are you doing here in the bathroom, A love?
I know I did a bunch of facts in the last one.
He plays Grant, by the way, the hero's love interest.
Yeah, accent guy from Trailer Trash.
Right.
Where I gave away a bunch of facts about us, and there's only one. Are they states in Australia or provinces? What do they call them?
Good question. I'm going to go provinces because
Because it's not American, right?
yeah, right. We only do.
Oh, they have states in Brazil, I think. But
I was going to say we're the only ones who do cool stuff like states. Like, I mean,
a couple places do states.
I
I think Mexico does states. A lot of places do states.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
more
sad.
than you think.
I thought we were unique.
No, we're the united ones. The rest of them are scattered.
Scattered states.
That's right. Anyway, where I was going with that, I think there's only one state province in Australia that we have not reached people yet. So if you know somebody in the north middle one,
I don't think.
that
Yeah,
I think it's called like North Country.
I think that's probably like the outback right there, right? Like there's no.
Yeah.
There's no.
If you know anyone that lives in the outback,
there's no
a
internet.
dingo perhaps.
Maybe a dingo. Dingo ate your baby. I don't. I think there's any internet out there. That's why we're.
Download it ahead of time, then listen to it.
Let's do it there. Will we still get the credit for it there? No,
There's no way to know.
With all the AI, we can't figure out how many people are listening. Anyway, yeah. If you know anyone who lives in that northern section of Australia where no one exists,
the middle,
it's right in the middle. I think where all the alligators are. Go download it there.
Do they have gators there?
Great question. I think they're upside down.
Upside down gators. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little weird.
Yeah. Upside down, inside out.
Yeah, no. Of course they got crocodiles. Of course they got crocodiles.
Of course they do. You're right. What am I
Come
thinking?
on, Crocodile Dundee.
Actually, it's an ironic nickname, like tiny for a big guy. There's no crocodiles.
No crocodiles.
That's right.
No, but I hear they've got huge spiders. Which, while I mean, I really want to go to Australia, but once they said they got big spiders, like what? Like how big?
No, thank you.
Like
kangaroos.
Like size of the hand? No, we're all set with that.
Yeah, a lot of mice problems, I think, too.
What's going on down there?
Crazy shit, dude.
I mean, anyways. All right. So that's Leonidas Gulaptis, the Greekest guy from Australia.
The Greekest Aussie of all time.
I'm coming down from the Parthenon.
Yeah, he was not funny.
Not one bit.
Nope.
Interesting tattoos though on him. We'll talk about that when we get there.
He's interesting tattoos.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you caught him.
Didn't notice.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Mindy Cohn is Priscilla. That is
Facts of Life.
Facts of Life. She played Natalie.
I was getting into hijinks.
Yeah. Jackie Cruz plays Nessa, the other friend / musician coworker.
Okay.
Adhir, was it Kalyan?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Kalyan. He plays Paul, who's also
that guy.
friend / in the coworker musician there.
Yeah, from Rules of Engagement with David Spade.
Yep.
Highly recommend.
I don't know from anything.
Watch that instead of this.
Stephen Friedrich plays Jeff, the ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
And Claude Corbeil plays confused old man.
Nice.
Yeah, how I'm feeling right now.
I like that character. He was pretty funny.
Yeah. I couldn't get any numbers. The only number I could pull, this made $1 million in international waters.
That's too much money for a movie like this,
I think. $1,067,328 internationally.
That's bonkers. Like,
right? This movie
if I had to do a little quick fanatic math, it's like 339 fanatics ish.
Yeah, and it went direct. It was direct to video planned, and obviously came out during the pandemic. And yeah, and we had this on our list for a long time, actually.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We've had this on our list for a long time, and it just wasn't streaming anywhere, so we never did. Now it's on Prime and Netflix. So, but yeah, so I couldn't pull any budget numbers either, but they had to have cost like, I don't know, what, $15?
Hundreds of dollars.
Like,
they probably bought a violin, so
yeah, okay, so maybe $1,000.
a couple hundred bones, yeah.
That's that. So, Rotten Tomatoes,
Had to pay the boom guy.
10% critical score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's not that many reviews,
Generous
though.
10.
Yeah, 77% audience score.
Almost just a spit take with my coffee. 77%.
I know. Yeah, I think it's like a lot of Lucy Hale fans, maybe, because I guess she's
like a poor man's Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because she's done. I mean, she's done a lot of stuff. Actually, Truth or Dare. I think that's another movie that's on our list.
I don't think she's ever done a good movie.
No. So I mean, she'll be a friend of the pod soon. She's done a ton of stuff, but didn't she
Pretty Little Liars. That's
Pretty Little Liars. That's it. Yeah. That was the one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think
Never saw it.
Yeah, me neither. How I Met Your Mother. A couple episodes of that. Yeah. So.
Drake and Josh. What?
The sister of the Traveling Pants. Deuce. You know.
That might be one we can do someday.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her, except for she's not great. I just like her because she's like kind of funny.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, she's no Daniel Day-Lewis, you know.
No one is, you know. Just Danny is.
There can be only one.
How funny would that be if we got Daniel Day-Lewis on here, like to interview him? That'd be. Come on,
Daniel Day-Lewis. You, if you want to be on the podcast, you know how to reach out to us.
You know how to find us.
That's right. Have your people call our people.
Yeah. It'd be really funny if like this is randomly like his favorite podcast. You
That would be incredible. Yeah, I just need to turn my brain off sometimes.
That's how he like relaxes.
Yeah.
He's like, I just like listening to you two idiots. I was like, oh, okay, I'll take that.
Perfect.
Thanks. All right. We're just thinking the future. Okay. Do you want some fast facts?
Back me, Daddy.
This is gonna be fast. Seriously. Ready?
Great.
I actually already covered one. This is based on a 2007 memoir. 2007? Oh my God. And they made it in 2020.
A good year for porn.
That means it's going to take 13 years for my book to become a movie. Ugh. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so
Sorry,
old by
dude.
then. I'm going to be so old by then. I can't wait 13 years.
Yeah.
It's a memoir called Pornology. Whatever.
I
The movie was filmed primarily filmed in New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
You thought Leonidas, what's his name?
Yeah, Leonidas.
Leonidas. Leo. Let's call him Leo for short.
Leo.
Leo. the Leo we like. Mm-hmm. You probably thought he had a New Jersey accent, like a southern New Jersey accent.
I did, actually.
Yeah.
I'm walking here.
Yeah, I'm walking here. Busting the bathrooms like New Jersey people do.
That's right. Classic Jersey.
Yeah, busting the bathrooms you shouldn't be in. Classic Jersey. Yeah. So
I thought we were in New England for a while, and then was just because but the whole Northeast is kind of the same.
Yeah. I knew we were in New Jersey right away because the license plate's in the car, which for some reason they kept showing.
I didn't look at those.
Yeah. I was like, that's Jersey plates right there.
Nice. Good noticing.
I filmed primarily in New Jersey, including locations like Montclair and Verona. So shout out to you guys. If you're there, you're listening right now.
Jersey listeners.
This one's for you.
Pump your fists.
Pump your own gas.
No can do.
Can do.
No.
So stupid.
What a place.
What a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a scene in a Vegas like country bar, which we'll get to obviously because we're gonna do scene by scene breakdown soon. And there's a song in there which at first I was like, oh, this is a weird like music video. And I was like, I thought that too. I was like, this is a weird like music video. Oh, they're gonna play the entire song. Okay, they play the entire song. I was like, oh, you know what? This must be like a band that like the director's like friends with or something. That was my first thought. And after doing some digging, finding out that that's the director of
Yep.
And it's
one of the bros.
One of the bros, and that's his band. I was like, dude, you can't.
Original song
In the key of G.
It's not terrible, but it's like not great.
No, but it's just like you're making this, like, who's paying you to make this movie and you just made a music video for your own song? Like, I
mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like,
yeah, it's 110, and that's why we're not directors.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Someday, but not right now.
That's right.
So that song is actually called "Why Don't You Call Me Baby?" Because that's "Don't Call Me Baby."
It's a very like tropey song, like a classic.
Yeah, like I wrote a song called "Don't Call Me Baby." Yeah,
I bet it's good.
It's great. It's a metal song.
Oh, okay.
A Swedish death metal song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swedes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sweden.
So it's by Nick Rydell.
Wow. I hate that guy. Sorry, Nick.
That's right. Well, we can have beers though, Nick, if you're listening.
Oh, yeah, I'd have a beer with him.
Absolutely.
I just argue with him about his stupid ass movie.
Yeah. I wouldn't even give him the pleasure. I wouldn't even give him the pleasure of bringing it up. I'd just be like, nah.
Who are you? That's fair.
Don't call me baby, Nick. Okay, that's it. That's it. It's literally all the fast facts I have.
Right on. Nice and quick.
That's all the internet had. So I'm simply a translator. Do you want a Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
You know I do. So this movie's pretty obviously Bridget Jones's Diary meets Get the Girl, right?
Obviously.
2009 Get the Girl, not to be confused with 2017 Get the Girl. I don't remember the other one.
I don't remember.
Listeners, medium time listeners, if you recall 2021.
Oh man.
When we did Get the Girl.
Wow.
Go back and listen to it.
Wow.
That movie's a gem.
That's
featuring quotes like, unless that's one hell of a long suicide note, I'll take it you finally completed your work on Project Green.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Do you remember?
Wow. 2021. That is, in case you're looking for numbers here, that is episode 26, 27, and 28. Get the Girl 2009. 26.
Wow. 26?
Holy smokes.
Okay. So listeners, if you do go back and listen to it, it might not have the same audio quality you've grown accustomed to.
Yeah.
There's a good chance. Russ has gotten better at his job. I've gotten better equipment. We've all learned things.
But wow, 26. Holy smokes.
Yep.
Wow.
So anyway, go shout out to Get the Girl. Still one of my favorite movies to reference constantly.
Oh, and it's pinned between Alien Warfare, episodes 23 through 25. And then right after our personal favorite, Clowntergeist.
I love Clattergeist.
Oh my god.
I remember we used to do fun movies.
Yeah, we should probably go back to doing that.
Yeah, it's our time for being in love.
Yeah.
So anyway, to Bridget Jones' Diary, both movies are there. It's actually kind of the same movie, right? Do you remember Bridget Jones' Diary? It's been a while.
Yeah, I did that as a pitch for something recently, I think.
Oh, did you? I don't remember. Listeners, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what we've done.
But yeah, it's basically the same movie. They both are like to-do list movies, more or less.
Yeah.
Super annoying to-do list stuff in both movies. They're like, drink less, lose 20 pounds, whatever. Bridget Jones' Diary. This one's all like, meet a porn star, go to a brothel.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
What? Yep. Both movies are basically rely entirely around like the everyday struggles of being a woman and trying to find your identity and understand who you are and embrace your imperfections, yada yada. Like it's fine.
God,
But I've seen this movie 300 times.
Yeah. Why is it the same thing?
I don't know.
Just have a little self-confidence. Jesus.
Right. Both movies, yeah, believe in yourself, listener. That's directed at you.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. Just believe in yourself.
Put your back into it.
Be yourself. Be yourself.
Exactly. So both movies kind of, I think, rely on the friend group to be funny. This one, it's again like the side characters. Well, sometimes no one's funny in this movie.
No, no one is. But yeah, I mean, I guess if anything, they are.
Yeah, it's like your close knit group of friends who give you advice and support and blah blah blah. Like they're both the same.
None of my friends do that.
Yeah, fair enough. I was about to say maybe I do now.
No. Stop that.
I've only ever given you bad advice.
Yes. I mean, I guess you have given me advice, but
yeah, I think I said buy Bitcoin like 10 years ago. So
yeah.
Shame on you.
Shame on my fault.
Yeah, I did give good advice once.
Once.
Yeah, when neither of us had any money.
Yeah. It's like, cool, man. Do you have the money that I can borrow to go do that? No.
Nope.
Okay. And I was like, keep your stupid advice to yourself.
That's right. You might recall both these movies. Well, Bridget Jones' Diary is kind of like around a love triangle. This one is like, you could call it. I feel like there's a chance at the end. There's a will they won't they with the ex-boyfriend, but like not really, even though it's his wedding. Like it's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I could see it being a little triangle-ish, but not quite like Bridget Jones, where that's the whole plot.
Imagine if that's in the memoir. Is that in the memoir? She plays a violin and she has to go play at her ex-boyfriend's wedding.
I mean, that's pretty messed up.
That's stupid.
Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of it. Like meh, just both meh movies. I didn't love Bridget Jones' Diary either. But she ends up with like the suave
Hugh Grant, another Grant, right? Wait,
no, she ends up with Colin Firth.
Colin Firth, that's right.
Yeah, Hugh Grant's like he's like the super cool guy, and Colin Firth is like the stable guy that's in another relationship that she kind of breaks up, and it's a whole thing. Yeah, very frustrating. So meets Get the Girl, where both movies are silly and awkward and way too long, even though they're both really short.
Yeah.
Do you remember Get the Girl is an hour and 20 minutes?
Holy smokes. That's a record.
And it drags. Yeah. And this movie's like an hour and hour and 40 minutes?
Not even hour and 30.
Yeah. And it drags
so slow. It's like, I mean, we all know time's a construct. We've discussed this before.
Of course.
But how do you make an hour and 30 minutes, which we all know how that should feel? How do you make that feel longer? Like
forever?
How are you changing? You're actually changing the course of time and how it feels. Like,
yep. This is another early morning movie for me. I was already so tired because it was another actually late night. We got home at like 1 o'clock last night.
Oh,
then I got up at 6 to watch this movie. I was even more tired. Like this movie just sucks the joy from your life.
I remember I texted you. I was like, I got to be like a half hour through this movie. I'm like a third of the way through. I'm like, sweet. And I looked down. I was like, it's been 10 minutes. What the
Yeah. Yes. Like a nightmare.
It's like,
so get
the
the girl
credits are still rolling. No.
No. Oh my God. It took forever. Both movies are basically extended music videos.
Yeah.
In
Get the girl. Who's playing
right?
the rock band, right?
Guitar Master was the name of the game
Right.
where he learned how to play guitar from Guitar Master. Incredible.
Oh my God. I almost forgot that movie.
Some gem original songs that the director wrote in that
Yeah.
one. Like I love the Get the Girl songs.
Oh my God.
And this movie also has that apparently. More polished, but less good.
Yeah.
I think. Better ideas for songs than Get the Girl. Both of them have like kind of like boring jobs in the background where you're kind of like, what do they do? Like I don't think Lucy has a job besides gigging around, which I was like, how do you afford this house?
And she inherited it by her grandmother.
Oh, that's right. Oh, property taxes. She doesn't make enough to pay property tax, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely not.
In New Jersey?
In a nice part of Jersey? You kidding me? No. Yeah, no
later.
way. See ya.
Highest property tax in the country.
Hey, you don't pump your own gas. Where do you think that tax goes towards?
Right, exactly. Ridiculous.
The qualities of life, like not pumping your own gas,
Right. And like meanwhile, like I think she's supported by her friends. Like meanwhile, Paul like works at like it sounds like really fancy and like rich people. I don't know what. Right?
Yeah.
His day job.
I forgot what it was,
and then,
but yeah.
And in Get the Girl, it's also kind of the same where it's like a kind of a nondescript day job, like just like office job. Like, what do you do?
What exactly do you do here?
Yeah. How do you live in this world?
Yeah.
And both movies are about kind of like a sexual awakening. And Get the Girl, it was kind of like realizing maybe the girl that he wanted was the nerdy friend all along.
Yeah.
And in this one, it was, they did a little bit of that, but not really.
Yeah, a little bit. How about
it was
that?
definitely a sexual awakening movie. So
yeah, 100%.
I think that's all I got.
That's good. I'm gonna. I see your pitch,
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm
gonna raise you a pitch. Okay.
Spicy.
Yeah. I didn't come up with this one actually. I'm gonna give you credit because I failed my job.
You're welcome.
Yeah. If my yearly review, you're gonna be like, yeah, you didn't pitch this movie. So
yeah, we usually wrap this section of the podcast with saying good job to each other. I can't say that.
You could say good job to yourself, and I could be like, good job to you, and that's it. So
yeah, thank you.
But I'm going to go with, based on what I've taken from you, the 4-year-old virgin meets the soloist. That's not the soloist; it just meets soloist, right?
I think it's the soloist.
The
soloist. Yeah.
The soloist.
That's right.
4-year-old virgin, I mean, is pretty obvious, right? There's a sexual awakening. We got someone who's a little too old who doesn't know enough about sex and how the world works. Got a lot of that parallels there. There's porn watching in both, I think. Definitely. Yep. This is also kind of a little wishful thinking pitch because that movie is funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
This movie is not at all. So
she mentions Steve Carell in the movie.
Good pull. Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Silver-haired Steve Carell. That's what she would hook up with. So. Meets the soloist. That's the Iron Man meets Jamie Foxx movie. And it's about a schizophrenic homeless violinist. And that's kind of what we have in this movie. She's not in the line of schizophrenic. She's clearly not homeless because she inherited a home. Right. But I kind of wish that the movie would take a turn towards the end where she just becomes so obsessed with playing the violin and she meets Grant and ruins that, becomes kind of psycho, kind of maybe almost like a Black Swan thing, becomes totally obsessed with becoming the best violinist. And then, ends up becoming homeless. And then it's like the prequel to The Soloist. But
yeah. I mean, like both very like incredibly talented, like genius level musicians, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's going to the Philharmonic.
The Philharmonic.
She's
Yeah.
going to try out for Phil's harmonic, right?
Mm-hmm,
And she doesn't get the job, but she's like, whatever, you know. What's the song she keeps playing? Oh God, what's the name? What's that? Do you know the? Oh God,
Yeah, no, it's Bach or something.
Yeah, it's probably Bach. Whatever. We'll just say it's Bach. That's fine. No one's gonna no one's gonna fact check us. Who's gonna have Mr. Bach himself?
Yeah.
So yeah,
don't watch this movie, listeners.
Yeah, don't.
In case it's not clear, don't watch the movie to find out what song it is.
No, don't do that. Don't waste your time. Just look up Bach's most famous song, and that's it. And let's see what else. So it's a movie about there's a breakup in both, right? I think in the Soloist doesn't Iron Man's
divorce thing.
Yeah, Iron Man has a divorce. In this movie, we've got her breaking up with Jeff. That kind of sets off her catalyst there to kick off her story. So
and it's also a big self-discovery movie. Like Robert Downey Jr. and the Soloist is like discovering himself through helping this other person. Which
yes, and she's discovering herself through porn,
helping herself,
yeah. So
pornography, right?
And that's it. That's what I'm going with. I'm sticking to it. So
I love it. Great work, dude.
Me too.
I mean,
thanks.
Great work, me.
Great work, you.
Screw
good
you.
job. Yeah, good. Yeah, screw me. Good job, you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You did this all on your own.
Thank you.
Okay, are we ready to break this down? Let's do it. Right? See by scene.
Well.
Let's just do what we do. This is what we do.
This is tradition.
This is why we get paid the toppest of dollars. This is why we don't pump our own gas. Right?
That's right. That's right. We got paid once.
We don't even. That's right, and we don't even live in Jersey. So
shout out to Kira.
And Google Ads. And Google Ads.
And Google Ads. That's right. And the couple people who bought a T-shirt that don't listen to the podcast. Well, my sister does, but Chris doesn't.
That's strange. But hey, we'll take support in whatever shape or form it takes. You know, it happens.
Yeah. And you too can buy T-shirts.
Go do it.
Go to the website. It's thisweekstat.com.
Jesus.
Yeah. Start early with plugs. Early and often.
Plug early, plug often. That's the saying.
I noticed you skipped all the movie studios. Smart.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I wrote them down.
Okay. What do you got? You got anything good?
Vertical Entertainment, nothing interesting. SPR Media, also nothing interesting, but kind of suspicious. Like, I don't think there's really an SPR Media. Like, it seems like it's an agency of some kind that doesn't make movies. I don't know.
I get the idea of just tagging the end of a name with media, and like that's it. Like, we could be Jared and Russ Media. It's like, oh, that sounds professional.
Right. I definitely, which like 100%. We've already done that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. ITMT Media. Like, that sounds legit.
Oh, it's super legit. Yeah. We'll have like a 10, 15 second animation for it.
Yeah. And we're definitely laundering money for whoever wants to launder money. So just let us know.
Yeah. Can clean or cash.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Callywood Pictures is where it gets interesting.
Ooh. Okay.
So no movies that sound good. But they do have a few like big stars like Diane Keaton.
Okay.
Friend of the pod, Diane Keaton.
Absolutely.
Mortal enemy of the pod, Mel Gibson.
What? In Callywood Pictures?
Yeah. The movie called On the Line, which sounds like a ripoff of that other movie that's basically the same movie. No. It's like about this like I think he's a radio host, but the movie that I'm thinking of that it's a ripoff of is a TV host, where like somebody threatens the life of the movie person's family, and to save their loved ones, they have to like play a twisted game, and
like Saw, like a Saw meets like The Show or something.
It sounds like it, yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
right.
With Mel Gibson. So anyway, that sucks. Affirmative Entertainment, also a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also don't think it's a movie studio. I think it's kind of just a casting company. I don't know. Their tagline is the most trusted name in casting since 1960, which sounds a little icky.
Yeah, that does sound a little icky. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
In Brooklyn. So I don't know. Shout out to you guys. And then lastly, Rydell Brother Films. Dude.
Come on.
Their website is amazing.
I know. I've been to it. I went to it.
Oh, you went there? Okay,
yeah. I went
with
there.
The giant headline, "We Tell Stories."
Yeah.
Movies with taglines such as "Best Friends, Worst Criminals."
Oh man,
I want to watch it so bad. Or "You're Never Too Old to Go Back."
To what?
What kind of tagline is that?
It's a wait. It's a tagline for what?
For another movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're never too old to go back to what?
You're never too old to go back.
To
That's where it ends.
okay. All right. I mean, there is a point where you are too old to go back. Like there it really is.
Yeah.
Like you can't like go
Like
back to
now.
high school. Yeah, you can't go back to high school.
You can't go back to anything really
No,
in time.
because I mean we know time's a contract, but it's also measured in
Forward.
Yeah, it's like it's measured in me being like, not feeling well after I have 2 beers.
That's right.
Being
So
hungover.
anyway,
Okay.
Rydell Bros, you suck.
Yeah. Sorry, I hate to break it to you, but
Mm-hmm.
just put your blinker on. Find another lane.
Exactly.
Just not this one.
You chose poorly.
Okay. And then we had we had a little jazzy music going. Beep, 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 beep. And that's
Frasier-esque.
Yeah, a nice girl like you.
Mm.
Beep, boop, bop.
Yeah. And a hot opening.
Yeah, it does a little, we're kind of in media res there, where we open in the middle here. We're we're like a day before, but she's in the bathroom and she's like she's trying to do some dirty talk.
Yeah. My favorite plot device of being like, and then 2 days before that,
I will give them this. I do like that she opens, there's a nice little bookend here. She's opening, trying to say the line.
True.
She can't say.
Good storytelling.
And then she ends, the movie not by saying it, by whispering it though.
By whispering it so we can't hear it. So
yes,
unconfirmed.
Scratch off the list. So
yep. Lies.
Yeah. So she can't say it. She's trying to say hot throbbing C word. Not going to say it.
Not the C word that you're thinking of, listeners, though.
No. Not the bad one. The other one.
Mm-hmm.
Cork.
Okay.
Hey, that's a nice cork you got over there. You're a cork sorker.
Just a word. Just a word.
Yeah.
That's what she keeps telling herself.
Right. It's just a word. And it's, it's like a rooster, right?
Yep. Then she screams it a bunch and a little old lady walks in and is horrified.
Well, then we get this other device, this movie device where she's doing the voiceover of her thoughts.
True.
Which that we get that. And I did not like
That's
that.
right.
I was like, why are we doing
a little
this?
Self-narration. Not great.
No, I don't like it. And then old woman comes down. She's like, "What are you talking about, cock out here, lady?" And she's like, "I'm a rooster. Just my friend's got a rooster farm or something stupid like that."
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Title card day before.
And then we start the credits. Like you said,
Yes.
this is like, it feels like forever, and it's been 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Then we were rolling credits, and it's kind of like a little montagey thing. She's at the store doing her daily life. What she does. She has lists. She's a list
Loaf
person.
of bread.
Classic
lists.
Got to have a baguette. That's what you do. You buy lettuce and baguettes. That's what you do in movies.
New Jersey, famous for baguettes.
Famous for baguettes and lettuce. So, and then we're driving around for a very long time. And then she lives in the kind of like the burbs of Jersey there, right?
Yep. It's fall. It's beautiful. Trees, foliage. Nice.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, we're Leaves boys.
Yeah, big Leaf boys.
And then she grabs her violin out of the trunk and goes inside. And then we cut right to the scene from the trailer, right?
Yeah, her and Jeff having sex.
Yep.
Get a better bed frame. Like, come on, grow up.
Yeah, that too.
Like, that bed's all over the place. It's a scene from the trailer. There's not much else to give there. She's having voiceover thoughts of like, oh, try and be sexy. Oh, and then she starts thinking about other things, and she thinks about the wheat-free waffles. That's where we're going with
waffles.
Wheat-free waffles.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
And then she has a comment about Steve Carell, 4-year-old virgin, making a connection there. And then, so we have the same thing from the trailer, and he's like, "You're not into this." And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." And then kind of kicks off about this argument about sex, and he's like, he literally says the plot of the movie. He's like, "You never finish any list that you start." She's got like all these post-it notes everywhere with like her list, and that's like, okay, so she never starts anything. She finishes, and then she's always
where this is going.
Yep, and she's a big list person. She's very what's the word?
Semi-organized.
Yeah, organized and kind of maybe not bookish is another word, but you know what I mean? Like she's just, I don't know.
Yep, exactly. And his job is testing video games in the garage, which sounds awesome.
Yeah,
How do I get that job?
yeah, seriously. Yeah, so they argue about sex, and he's like, "I'm going to work," and she's like, "You work testing video games? Like that sounds perfect." So, and then
She decides to play violin.
there's no power. She's like, "Oh, my laptop's dead," so she got to go get a power cord. So she goes to the garage, and that's we're in the garage, and she discovers that Jeff one is just sleeping out there in his chair, not working. And his laptop is on, and it's got some porn on it. Let's go. Let's go.
So,
and he's a regular.
They have a big fight about that.
He's a regular, yeah. Right. And yeah, some more arguing about like sex and intimacy and this stuff. And then,
I thought you were evolved. We met at a film festival, for God's sake.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Her take on the whole industry is,
it's like, what a world.
Yeah. Like, grow up.
Yeah.
And there's really kind of like random commentary about like porn and society they go into. I'm like, why is this conversation happening right now? What is this? What?
Yeah, she's arguing it's degrading and oppressing, and he's like, it's just business, baby.
Yeah.
And it's a whole thing. Then they cut to outside from the trailer, where they're like, I don't know who you are anymore. And we get the ultimatum.
Yeah, which we know, safety tip, don't do ultimatums.
That's right.
Just don't do them. That's just mean. It's just mean.
So he's leaving.
Yeah,
he's made his
choice. Next day, he's packing up and he's out of here.
Yep. A lot of good house transitions.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, kind of like the Christmas Prince. A lot of night castle, day castle. This is just night house, day house transitions.
Yeah, they just like don't know how to end scenes, and they're like,
just show the house.
Throw a street light in there.
So he takes off. He scoots out in his car, and she's yelling at him. And then the neighbor next door, Mr. Glassell, there. What was the line?
Because she's like yelling at him about getting the stick out of her ass. It's a whole thing. They're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Good morning," and she says it's good morning. He says it was.
He's got the best lines.
He does. He's a clown.
He's a clown. And then we're at a wedding next day, right?
Yep. She's late, which she's never late.
Yeah. Why is she late? Oh, because you broke up with Jeff. Like,
right. Exactly. Yeah. Because the thing we just watched.
Why didn't you just show up in time? All right. So she's a violinist in a wedding. Basically, she's in a wedding. She's a wedding band, right?
Yep. When we get introduced to our quartet for the first time here, these are the friends that in the trailer trash, I think we thought they were like her rivals and maybe part of a larger group. It's not. This is the quartet. This is the gang, the whole crew.
This is the gang. We got Paul, Priscilla, and Nessa.
Yep, exactly. And we're talking about how there's a bride on a horse. So what could possibly go wrong? Which never have a bride on a horse.
Never have a bride on a horse. Never.
I think that might be a safety tip.
I think it is actually. No, you're right.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I think it's like 122. It's it's kind of deep in there.
Yeah, it's deep in there. Yeah, never have a bride on a horse.
Never have a bride on a horse. Yeah.
So many things could go wrong. They could just take off if they wanted to.
Right.
You don't want an easy escape plan. That's what you don't want.
Also, right.
So yeah, we got a bride and horse, and then we see Grant. He's one of the groomsmen there, and we get a little interest from Nessa and her. They're both kind of like, oh, who's that guy? Who's that Aussie over there?
Could be anyone.
Yeah, it's Foster's for beer. It's just Grant, and then the horse takes a big dump.
Yeah, which like. Horse gonna horse, like why would you expect that?
Like of course the horse is gonna horse,
It's a horse, of course.
Of course, a horse, of course. Yeah, so we got a little horsing around, and everyone's like, "Oh, it smells like shit." And then like someone like for some reason they cut in close on the poop, and then like someone's trying to pick it up with like 2 pieces of paper.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Not that. Just
if you have a horse at your wedding, you should have a poop shovel nearby.
Yeah, or put a little poop bag on them. I don't know. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Anyways,
unprepared. We get a little bit of like intro to each of the friends, right? Like we know that Nessa's love life is going south because she's got a boyfriend named Kale who's kind of a weirdo, it sounds like, and seems much younger.
Don't be named after a lettuce or a type of leafy green.
Exactly. Never be named after leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, iceberg, kale, collard.
We find out Paul doesn't date. Paul's like unlucky in love, recent breakup kind of thing. And Priscilla seems pretty well adjusted and happy.
And then we get a good and then she just starts crying.
Yeah.
because she broke up with Jeff, and she tells him all that, and then that's it.
Where does this next scene happen? I didn't even write down the location. Is it still there?
It's still at the wedding. Yeah.
Okay, so that's when they're like
It's
start
post-wedding.
talking about oh honey, like all men look at dirty pictures.
Yeah, and it's this whole thing. She's going on about Jeff and the porn, and then all her friends are just kind of like, yeah, that's like grow up.
Yeah,
Basically, the whole thing is like, yeah, grow up. What's wrong with you?
yeah. She's like, it's okay for me to think that being a pervert is inappropriate. And you're like, all right, well,
Sure. And then really like there's like this weird like background golf like hijinks going on. Like someone's like four, and you hear a ball like smash through a window, and like there's like weird golf background noise. Like what is
there were
this?
a couple like funny, weird background things that happened in this movie.
Yeah,
I liked that. I wanted more
of that.
Prognosticate or not ameliorating later on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so she's ranting and raving about porn and prostitutes and all this sort of stuff. It's like
The whole thing.
Settle down. Where were you born under a rock? Like, get out of here.
Like you can get vibrators at Brookstone. That's the world we live in.
She basically thinks like anything outside of quote unquote normal sex is basically perverted. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So she's kind of like prudish in this sense, right?
Yeah.
And then we cut to the bathroom from the beginning of the movie. So
yeah, which apparently is the bathroom at the reception, the wedding reception.
Yes.
Which we thought was like a hotel bathroom or something, which I guess it probably is, but
yeah, it's at the golf course there.
Yeah.
And this is where she comes up with her sex to-do list.
Oh my God, there's so many things.
I know. There's only so many I grabbed.
There's 12. I wrote 12. So
okay.
Yeah, you start and I'll pick up where you forget.
Watch 25 porn films. Go to a sex store, read some literature, go to a strip club, internet porn, something about internet porn.
That was a sex toy party first.
Oh, sex toy. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Then there's a sex seminar.
I missed those two. Yep.
Then there's test vibrators. You missed 3 in the middle there.
Yeah. Okay. Brothel. Visit a brothel.
Consult a sex expert.
Meet a porn star and use hot throbbing cock in a sentence convincingly.
Nice. Good New Jersey accent.
Yeah, I don't think that is. Which she crosses off. So she got 12 items to get through. This is her to-do list because that's what she does. She makes a list. So
yep, and we're gonna cross off number 12 twice. Apparently, she's like, I just did that right now. Like cross off number 12 already.
Yeah, like, but then she's
what?
Oh yeah, that's right. And then she says it again at the end, and they cross that off. So she actually did that one.
Yep.
Okay.
But this is when we get really introduced to Grant. Like we met him at the ceremony, but now he's like walking by, hears her screaming,
cock,
and he's like, "Whoa, she's having a good time."
Hello,
nice work.
Let's do this. And then the lady leaves, whatever, and then the groom runs into Grant, and they have as they're leaving the bathroom exchange. Man, I love you, man. Whatever. And then Grant hears like broken glass in the bathroom, and he's concerned, Australian citizen there, and
which. I think this is intentionally broken glass. Like she's throwing glasses at the wall, right?
Yes.
At this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that at a wedding in a bathroom that other people have to use.
Which, by the way, is not your wedding. And like,
yeah.
Like you're just there to play music. Stop being a.
Yeah. What a hazard.
Oh my God. Yeah. So then Grant's like, whatever. He just busts down the door. He's just like, hey, love, what's going on in here? I'll hit some glass breaking.
Yeah. Your Australian's getting worse.
Is it getting worse? Oh no.
Yeah.
So he busts in. And he's just like, "Hey, love," and they have they have an awkward back and forth, which they do multiple times in this movie, and it's just not.
It's the whole movie. They have no chemistry.
Yeah, it's like one of those like awkward moments, like it's trying to be funny, but it's not.
Yep, that's right. And she's very drunk too. Like that's she talks about how she has a chant for the bride and groom.
Yeah, the chant joke comes back later too, which
not funny. It's not funny either time.
No.
And then she talks about how like, well, I got to go play violin. See you later.
Smell ya.
Yep. Which she forgets her violin, and Grant hands it to her.
Yeah, and they go on about like architecture and pillars and stuff like that. We find out later on he's an architect or something like that, which
it's silly.
All right, so then we're at home, and
I got a Larry Bird Allstate commercial because I got Netflix with ads.
Wow, really? You downgraded?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm not paying $20 a month or whatever they want now for Netflix. It's outrageous.
Is it 20? I thought I was only paying like 15 still.
Oh yeah, with ads it's like 6. Super worth it.
Oh yeah. How many ads do you get per movie?
Um,
Actually, I don't
maybe
watch.
3 or 4,
I don't
and they're
watch.
like 10, 12
I
seconds.
don't watch Netflix nearly enough. I use it literally just for like these movies now. I don't
Oh,
watch.
really?
I haven't watched anything on there like intentionally been like, oh, I want to watch something on Netflix.
Interesting.
I'm literally
Okay.
just giving them money for nothing.
Yeah, and extra money for no reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, downgrade to ads, dude.
yeah. Everyone downgrade ads. Let's teach Netflix a lesson.
Yeah, more ads. Listeners, should we have ads?
Should we have ads?
Huh. No, we don't worry. We won't
No,
have
no,
ads.
no. We'll bake them
Brought
in
to
nice
you
and sweet by
by Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Yeah. So number 33, brought to you by number 33.
That's right.
Our ads will be seamless.
Mhm.
Okay, so she's home. It's nighttime. Pornophobic, whatever. She's having a dream about Jeff
I hate this sequence.
Nosferatu. Yeah, like
It's like a weird, like I'm pre-ameliorating again. Lean into this, please, because it's weird, but
yeah,
like make the whole thing weird then.
yeah. I agree.
Right.
This is it's really bad though. It's
It's
just
like
very,
black and white for bunches of it. And it's, yeah, like you said, Nosferatu's in there because there's a sign Nosferatu that he takes. That's like his prized possession.
yeah. Which
It's ridiculous.
it's
And then it's like her funeral, and like they show all like, oh, her house was filled with unfinished lists instead of love.
she died in her grandmother's house that she inherited. Like, why is that important information to give? Like, why do we need to know that? Like, who cares?
It's not. And then that wraps up, thankfully.
And then she goes and she's checking a bunch of romance novels on her Kindle there, which, by the way, you have to be under a rock to not know that romance novels. Like those are the number one. That's what
Right.
sells. Sex sells.
It's the top kind of book.
Sex sells. You know,
Mm-hmm,
we're doing these podcasts shirtless right now because we know sex sells, but we don't do video because we're not there yet. But
That's right, listeners. If you're intrigued,
$5 a
buy
month.
Russ's book, probably full of maybe questionable material.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Get in there.
uh-huh.
We do like a little time passing thing, camera pans away and then comes
Outside
back.
house transition.
Yeah, and then we come back and it's still nighttime. She's reading some hot and steamy little literature
Under a blanket.
under a blanket, because as one does.
Yep.
And she's getting into it, and then this does another weird thing where it cuts to, so she's reading this
Which they
romance
never
novel.
do again.
Yeah, and it cuts to like her reading the scene in the book, but then we're seeing it on screen.
Yep. It's like Shrek, like something out of Shrek. But again, not funny.
And it's like so long and drawn out. It's like, why? What is going on here?
Yep.
And
then she crosses off number 3.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, I did it.
Literature done.
Yep.
Okay,
Read
and then
some.
we cut to the next day, home day. She has a list for everything. She's optimizing her salt shakers. She's very OCD. She's very, this is closed in kind of person here.
Yeah, I hate the music in this movie too. They do like lots of like, it gets a little better at the end, but at this point it's like goofy fiddle music that's like, why?
It feels like a sitcom. Like a bunch of episodes of a sitcom all stitched together. Like the music choices and just the way it's shot and the way it's done. It just feels like a sitcom.
Yep.
And then, so then friends come over with chocolates and mimosas, because when you break up, that's what you do. You eat chocolate and you drink.
Yep, exactly. But instead, she's happy and she needs help with a research project. We're doing number 2 right now. Go to the sex store. Best breakup ever.
We're in the porn shop, and
Counterwoman's like talking about all the material, all the wares that she's got here.
all the different dildos. We do a comparison of dildo sizes and cars.
Sure, Maseratis, and all
Maseratis,
that.
which are small, not that big of cars. So I don't know why you do the big thing.
Expensive. Yeah, I think it's maybe a price thing.
More of a pricing. It's certainly not comfort. I don't know. Maseratis, I guess, are kind of comfortable. Brought to you by Maserati. So then she knocks her a bowl of condoms.
The cream.
Yep, she
from
finds
the trailer.
Right, she finds a cream. She knocks her a bowl of condoms.
I think the cream was called Dick Lips, so like she's not wrong to assume. I think like that's bad advertising.
Yeah, that's not
right.
Yeah, that's
like,
not.
What do you expect people to do with this?
Right.
Silly.
And then Grant shows up.
Yep.
And this is like the dumbest connection ever. So he's like, says the title of the movie. He's like, oh, I wonder what a nice girl like you is doing in here.
Yep.
Love.
Make some shrimp.
And yeah, they have there's some more shrimp in the babby, and
For that, Bobby.
so they're yeah going on about porn and kind of just
Well,
like
because he finds her list. She drops the list on the floor, and he's like, "What's
yes,
this?"
yeah,
And he says the word propensity at some point, so she's like head over heels for him immediately.
yeah,
She
because she's
says propensity.
a Harvard grad.
Yeah. Shout out to Harvard, sponsored by Harvard.
Brought to you by Harvard. But yeah, so she's a Harvard bro, and yeah, so propensity, and we do a cut to like a fantasy vision of him in the kitchen cooking and with a puppy, because I guess that's good.
Yep, doing the dishes. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. And then Nessa steps in, and Nessa is flirting pretty hard with Grant, and then this is when she drops the H bomb, and she's like, "Yeah, I went to Harvard," and she's like, "Really? You dropped the H bomb on him? Like that? You pulled that out?" So,
And meanwhile, her lips are getting more and more swollen as the scene goes on.
And then we learn why Grant is Jeff.
Oh, you're right. That's so. Earlier, when I was talking about their jobs being not really specific, it's not at all. It is incredibly specific. They're architects, like Paul. Okay.
Yeah. Paul. Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah, because Grant's an architect, and he's just like, she's like, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm an architect, and I'm reconfiguring their office space here." So I'm like, "What porn shop has office space? What are you doing? Stop this! This is dumb. This is a dumb coincidence."
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's really ridiculous.
What are the chances? Of all the porn shops and all the land. So she drops a Harvard line on him, and the audio in this movie, this is like one of the many moments I noticed, like the audio is just very off. It's very strange.
Yep.
It's like did all the like post-production audio, like the ADR or whatever, like afterwards, and it just feels very just.
Yeah, no, I noticed the same thing.
And then there's like a lot of moments where it feels not good.
Like they definitely had to like re-record their lines and probably dub them over. And like,
that's what it feels like a lot of times.
Yeah.
So that's not good.
Nope.
Then we get the whole joke of the erection thing on the lips and
from the trailer. Yep.
And then there's an edible undies extra large joke, which
not funny either.
No.
But then I got a Burger King commercial, so that was fun. Fun way to break it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, why not?
The commercials were a blessing. Better transitions than the movies, right?
Because a lot of things happen in bathrooms. So she's in the bathroom trying to deal with her exploded lips there, and Grant comes in and gives her a number.
He's like, "I got you some ice from the cafe," and I was like, "Wait, the sex shop has a cafe?"
Yeah, like what?
I'm so confused.
Yeah, and then and she's in there, and also I would not go in a bathroom in a porn shop. Just gonna throw it out there. That's
no, that's not a safety tip either. That's
it's just common sense. And then he asks for a number because he wants her hire for a job.
Yep.
And they leave.
Like, okay, awesome, bye.
And they leave in slow mo outside the sex shop and get in the car. I'm like, what is going on?
It doesn't make any sense. I hate it so much.
And then we're in the car, and Grant wants the violinist, just the violinist, to play at an event that he is hosting or something. Yeah. Again, there's like weird audio in here. It's just very bad. It's just like takes you out of it. Like, what's going on? And basically, all that happens here is like the friend sums up the day. Like, oh, you met somebody, you got a number, blah, blah, blah. And like basically just repeats the things we just saw.
Yep. And we cross off number 2, which this is, I didn't use it because it seemed too easy, even though I picked, Bridget Jones' Diary, which is also pretty similar. Kissing booth all over it. Right? I was going to get like the across the screen number getting crossed off, like all the visuals and animations. Yeah, but it sucks. And then this is when I wrote 32 minutes in. This movie is so long.
And then we're back home, and we got Lucy practicing violin, and she crosses off shit on the list, and she checks out her sex
some different list.
Yeah, and then we cut to the strip club.
Yep, the parking lot.
Where
there are 6 dancers named Jersey, which is funny. Like this guy's funny. Like the DJ at the strip club is funny.
yeah. He's not a good DJ, but he's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And but it is Jersey, and so Paul's with her, and it's a pretty dead night at the club there. Paul seems to be a regular. He seems to know everyone, but he's just like, don't mention that you know me, whatever type of thing. But,
which his delivery is also funny. Like I like this guy and everything anyway, but he's just like basically the whole theme is don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's very funny. But she proceeds to embarrass him. So she goes up to the stage and she's like telling this guy's wife that he's like, don't worry, your wife didn't send me here to spy on you. And he's like, what?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Why would I assume that?
I think what's just frustrating about this, like, you're an adult. Like, can you just act? Like, can you, like, this is just, it's just dumb. It's annoying. It's not funny, a fish out of water thing. It's just like,
it's awful. But it's from the trailer. She asked the Pilates question and it's a whole thing.
And then
the dancers look so bored.
And and it's like, and this scene also goes on for a really long time. And they're so bored, nothing's going on. And she's like, oh, wait. And she has a voiceover thing where she's like,
a revelation. She's
thinking about her grocery list right now or something, right? Or her shopping list,
Yep.
Because she's so bored.
Yeah. And then like there's like clapping and like Paul and Lucy looking at each other. It's awkward. And then she goes to tip one of the dancers and tries to make change, and that's how they get thrown out.
What are you doing?
Grow up.
Don't touch the dancer's money.
And then I thought, so thankfully, this is when we transition immediately to her telling the story of this at the next list item, which I was like, oh, great. Like maybe this movie is going to start like picking up and we'll just like burn through each of the items, one like rapid fire. We do not.
Each one.
This is the only time it happens.
Each one takes like 10 minutes.
So many minutes.
Back at home, and we're at the
sex toy party.
Sex toy party, yeah. It's basically like a Tupperware party, but for sex toys.
Yep.
And she goes on about she basically explains the whole experience at the strip club. And she's like, yeah, what I learned at the strip club was, it's kind of funny. If you're naked enough, it doesn't matter if you can actually dance. It's kind of funny.
That's right.
And advice
for us all.
Yeah, right. If you're naked enough, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, And then we cross off number 5, sex toy party, checked off of the list.
Nailed it.
And we go to we're at this fancy event, right? And she's crushing it. Violin, get close-ups, a bunch of fancy stuff, chandeliers, champagne, and old white people, basically. And
it's not really important because but it sets up this whole scene. They explain the Benoit Balls thing and the Kegels and the sex toy party. Because then that's the whole premise of this scene, is that she's wearing them at work.
It's a setup for the quote unquote comedy for this scene.
Right.
Yeah,
comedy. Right. But Grant's there because he's here to see his dad, who's on the board of the trust or something.
Must be nice.
Just rich guy stuff.
Yeah, rich guy stuff, So a champagne cork pops and she stops playing and she's like, I gotta go. Priscilla's there and she's like, I gotta go because I got those balls up in the wahoo, right?
Yep, that's right.
And one pops out and Priscilla's laughing and it's a hijinks moment.
Almost funny, but not really. More of like a
she's like, well,
that must be terrible for her.
That's done. She's like, no, I've got 3 up there. Boom.
Yep.
And then Grant shows up. Audio again is so weird here. Like the audio is just like bad. Like,
yep.
What are you doing?
And the whole premise here is she's like, she might have an orgasm while she's out and about in the party, which you're like, whoa. Okay.
Don't do that.
That's the comedy. That's the whole comedy of this scene.
Yeah, and it's like another friend ditches her, and then we have awkward, interaction with Grant, and scene from the trailer. We're like, "Hey, you want to dance?" And she's like, "Oh," and then hijinks. And
your lips look beautifully deflated this evening.
And then there's the final ball drops. He's like, "Oh, it's so weird. Like the interaction's so weird." And he's like, "It hits his foot or something." And he's like, and "What was that?"
Bounces off and breaks somebody's glass.
Well, yeah, and she's like, "Oh, it must be a bird." And he's like, "A bird? Where?" And I'm like, "Why would you think a bird isn't? What do you?"
I don't. Yep, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah,
yeah. At one point in the scene, Grant does say, "Women don't usually find me funny," and I was like, "I wonder why."
But her sex ball there gets kicked around, booted around, breaks a glass, which is also very strange. And just that's it.
And the old guy ends the scene with, "Is there a bird in here?"
In German or something.
Right. And it's very confusing. That was the other thing the connection I meant to make.
That was a confused old guy, by the way. That was our confused old guy.
Oh, that's the confused old guy. Okay. Yeah, got it. Nice. Yeah. Good pull.
Yeah.
The other connection I was going to make to get the girl was so many weird non sequiturs and not they're like, oh, I bet this will be funny. Just hammer that in and make it not make sense. You're yeah. Sometimes that can be funny, but not the way you're doing it.
No, not one bit. So we cut to a coffee shop and Lucy's hanging out with Jeff, who's now clean shaven because he's all grown up.
Yeah, no more mustache,
No more
unfortunately.
mustache, yeah. And she basically just meet up with him and be like, hey, how was sex with me? That's pretty much the whole thing.
Yep, it's like semi-important that he's dating someone now. They met right after they broke up at Halloween, and he misses her sense of humor. It's like there's like a little bit of a, do I regret breaking up with you? Maybe.
Yeah, can we be friends type of thing or whatever,
Right.
which they kind of are. And she's like, yeah, give me a letter, grade me. And he's like, ooh, ooh.
Yep.
And then we cut right to the sex conference or whatever. And she's
Yep.
like, D. Oh, we're in room D, hall D.
Yep. Good transition, I guess.
Yeah. So then we're at the sex seminar, and yeah, this is happening.
Yep. This whole scene is so frustrating and silly. Also, it is like a seminar. Like she just like explains,
Yeah.
like, oh, communication is important.
And it goes on for like five minutes, 6 minutes. I'm like,
So long.
yeah.
And like, you're gonna be like, you're gonna meet a worthy man, and you'll be an empowered woman, and like that's kind of it. Like the whole,
Yeah,
it's like a seminar. Like we should watch a seminar for 6 minutes.
It's like, this isn't funny, right? This isn't funny.
No, it's not funny.
And then Nessa shows up. So it's her, Priscilla, and Nessa shows up, and then we have the scene from the trailer, the ghost joke. Like, oh, it's like Ghost, and you're my Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, and Nessa's upset because Kale left her for a younger woman.
Left her for another salad.
Yep. Good one, bud. But at least we can cross seminar off the list.
Yeah, number 6, sex seminar, crossed off the list. And I think at this point I was like, are we really going to go through each one of these like this? Because this is brutal.
We sure are.
But hey, you know what we can cross off the list is part 1. Done. We made it. And this is like right about the halfway point. So that's it. We're going to cross part 1 off our to-do list.
Yeah, good segue.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2 of the full breakdown of A Nice Girl Like You.
That's right.
In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That. We are in subscribe wherever you listen to us. And share with a friend.
Please.
And set your stuff to auto download.
It goes a long way to help us. So
if you got a to-do list, put it on your to-do list right now. Just be like, set ITMT to auto download.
Good use of list.
All right, now you do your part.
Okay. Or you can leave us a review because we like those too. 5 stars would be nice. Maybe a comment. You don't want to do a comment on a review site like Apple Podcasts? Fine. Send us an email instead. Long form feedback. Tell us why you don't want to leave a review publicly, and then we'll read your email publicly on Trailer Trash. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com, or just go to the website where you can find all our episodes, merch, more info about the show, info about Russ's book Host, which we plugged several times. If you haven't bought it already, you should. I recommend it. Great read. But check it all out at itsthismeetsthat.com.